in the Chalby Desert with Capital in the Morning.
Raphael Tuju, a very good morning.
As long as we let the bad people govern us, then we should not be surprised.
Right here in the Chalby Desert this morning, we're being joined by Raphael Tuju, the Honourable Raphael Tuju. Welcome to Capital. If you want to tweet us, we're at 984 in the morning, and we've just said a very good morning to at Raphael Tuju. That's a Twitter handle. You can find him on Twitter. And there's another one.
At Poor Kenya.
At Poa Kenya. Not that we're talking politics or anything this morning, but there it is. That's the alternative that you have. Questions, queries, comments, of course, you can find us there and find Mr. Tuju on Twitter as well. So let me ask you, who is the one person in your life who's been instrumental for you? Who is it that inspires you to be a better person, to look beyond the everyday?
M.G. Bowery, who was
Your teacher.
my teacher in primary school, and he had great influence on me.
Okay.
Way beyond even by the time I was going to high school, I was pretty formed in my ways. I mean, I'd already decided I'm not going to be abusing alcohol. I think I took my first real beer, or alcohol when I was 40.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've never smoked in my life.
Okay.
The things that a lot of young people do when you grow up, he was able to put me on
So
a very
instilled good
fair,
values.
Yeah. So he was able to set me right in that respect. Of course, by the time I went to High School, I mean, Dr. Geoffrey Griffin is a really mentor. Even when I went to politics, I had long discussions with him, and he encouraged me to go into politics.
So now you have daughters. What is the one thing your mother told you that when you look at your daughters, you're like, now I understand?
Well, I think my mom influenced me a lot, because she's the one who introduced me to business. Because my mother was a market woman.
Okay.
We used to trade in the local market, selling grain, cereals, selling maize, whatever, groundnuts, whatever you could sell to make a living. And she taught me the patience that you require to be in business. Sometimes you'd go to the market and you'd stay the whole day and not be able to sell anything, because everybody was selling more or less the same thing. In certain seasons.
Right.
But she taught me that patience to hang in there. And for that reason, by the time I was getting into business, and I got into business at a very young age, I was 26 when I got into business, but I hung in there, and in the end, it paid off.
Okay. So patience.
Patience.
Unyielding patience, which you will need when your daughter becomes 16 and she says, Daddy, I want to date that boy.
No, they're already over 16.
Oh, really?
Yes. And we're great friends right now. I mean, we were having dinner last night.
Okay.
They're twins.
They're twins?
Yes, and we're great friends.
Are they identical twins?
No.
No, thank God.
As different as they are night.
Chalk and cheese. Very nice.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good. A slight introduction as to who this gentleman is. He's, of course, vying for presidency. Mr. Raphael Tuju, if you like, you can find him on Twitter at Raphael Tuju.
In the Chalby Desert with Capital in the Morning.
We talked a little bit about the people who've influenced you outside your life, but you have daughters who, now that I know, are 23 years old, and you've got twins. Talk a little bit about their influence on your life, because as a female, I know my life, how I experience life with my brother, sometimes it's very dissimilar. So now that you have two daughters, how does that relate to you? Because they're much younger, different perspectives.
I think they get me in touch with reality in many respects.
Okay.
Of course, they are appalled by my ineptitude in computers and cell phone navigation.
Technology, they're like, what?
Yes. I mean, sometimes they say, Papa, please. You should be able to do that. But they keep me in touch with reality, and in many respects, I mean, just as recently as just in December, we went out to the camps, the IDP camps in Gilgil, and we went into this little shack made out of plastic paper and the rest of it. And one of my daughters, Alma, she's much more vocal. Ima is a more quiet person.
Okay.
And she was so affected for several days. And I remember when we came from that place and we got home, and she told me, Papa, I can't, I feel terrible that there's nothing I can do about this. and you are in government. What did you do about it? Because I felt she put me in a bit of a guilt
puts you in a
trip.
spot.
Yeah, it's put in the spot.
So it keeps you real as to what's happening around the world.
Yes.
It's just, I suppose having children, they're the one person who can call into question what you're doing
Yes.
and not fear, I
Yes.
suppose.
Yes, you're just daddy.
Okay, and I can call you out.
Yes.
Very nice. Let's go slightly lighter now. You've traveled quite widely. Let's talk a little bit about if you could have one dream place in the world where you've never been, or maybe you've been, you're like, I just want to go back there. Where would it be?
Well, I've been to many places in the world, so it's a little bit difficult to really say which area I should go to. But I would like to visit Eastern Europe. I've never been to Eastern Europe.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Of all the places, I've never been to any of the Eastern European countries.
Very nice. Okay, and let's, because when we're putting in the Chalbi Desert, we're nice like this. We like to give you like a good meal, a good send-off. So what would your last meal be? And, would you share it with anybody?
I mean, that's very easy. Feast to a desert, just give me water.
Just water?
Yeah.
No, you have your last meal. Like, if you could think of the one last thing you'd like to eat before we make you drink cactus juice or something ridiculous like that. Like, what's your favorite food? Like, this is the one thing I'd really like to sink my teeth into.
Well, apart from what I'm very simple in my tastes of food. I think, I eat maize and beans mixed. The githeri is very normal for me. And I think it's healthy. I'm not vegetarian, but I mainly eat vegetables.
Okay.
So that's
So
some githeri would
before
do.
we put you in the desert.
Yes, that would be fine.
And the one luxury item we were to give you, what would it be? Think about it carefully. We've had some really interesting answers, actually.
Shower. Good shower.
A good shower.
Yes.
A portable shower.
Yes.
I'm not sure we're going to find the water, but okay, we'll give you the shower. It is a luxury indeed.
Yes.
You're a very introspective person. We've talked a little bit about philosophy, we've talked about the people who've influenced your life. One thing, if I could say, okay, Mr. Tuju, today I'm God for a day and I will change one thing about you. A character. Not a characteristic, not the way you look or whatever, but a character within you. What character flaw do you have that you'd like to change?
Well, I have so many.
Just one.
I have so many, but I think that the one thing which I would desire more of, if I could manage to achieve that in my life, is humility. My parents are very humble people. My dad is fairly humble. My mom is.
Are your parents still alive?
Yeah, they're still alive.
That is fantastic.
Yes, but if I could, take more of their humility, I think I would be a better person.
Okay, very interesting. And let's talk about what you do to chill out, to relax. Do you play golf? Tennis?
I actually jog. When I go to the gym, I go onto into the treadmill, and it gives me a real high when I've done 30 minutes to 1 hour, depends on just how things are.
Okay.
And that really gives me a real high. The other thing, of course, which is my weakness, is that I listen to very, very loud music.
Really?
That even when my kids were teenagers, they'd get out of the house when I was listening to music. So
a little bit of role reversal.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So when you need to take some time out, you listen to music. Is
Yes.
there any particular genre of music that you like?
Fairly mixed. I listen to a lot of instrumental music.
Right.
I listen to a lot of which is a taste I got from high school, actually, because in Storeg, the late Dr. Griffin put us through a lot of instrumental music, and I listen to gospel music as well. I like a lot of gospel music.
Okay.
I'm particularly happy these days. The Swahili gospel music has really kind of
Free.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's developed.
All that sort of thing.
It never used to be that great, but it's really improved. And of course, because I listen to loud music, I can listen to any music.
You can listen to anything.
I listen to sitar music, for example.
Really? So you got a lot of heavily Indian influence in
Yes,
your life.
yes,
Yeah?
yeah.
All right. And last but not least, before we head into the next section, let's talk a little bit about the books that you read. We give you the Bible, and we give you Shakespeare to take you to the desert with you, because everybody needs some Shakespeare in the desert, if for no other reason than to prop yourself up. What is the one other book that you would take?
Again, in my reading, I'm pretty, because of my background as a television producer, communication person. You have to read a lot, especially when you're dealing with certain topics. You get to become what you.
This
call
is
a
the one
Catholic
book
reader.
that is.
Give me a book by Thomas Hardy.
Thomas Hardy.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Give me a book by Thomas Hardy.
Okay.
I think he was wonderful in painting pictures with words in ways that I've not seen many writers do.
In the Chalby Desert with Capital in the Morning.
In the desert, and of course, a nice simple man, simple taste, and githeri as the last meal, and lots of influences ranging from his headmasters and teachers to his daughters as well.
Yes.
Joining us this morning on the Chalby Desert is none other than Raphael Tuju. Let's talk about the qualities you most dislike in another human being.
I think the thing I dislike most is when we don't have the humility to accept we've made a mistake and say, I'm sorry.
So somebody who is not able to apologize.
Yes. Or even just to say, I'm sorry that I've messed up there.
Okay.
I've done a mistake. I think that I don't like.
All right.
Yes.
So, there's a perception that men don't say sorry. How often have you said sorry in your life?
Oh, I say sorry so often, even before you accuse me, because I think I used to tell my wife one time that let me just say sorry for the day, because I know I'm going to do something wrong.
But let me ask you, apologizing is all well and good, but don't you think you need to know what you're apologizing for?
No. I mean, they say men are guilty even before the beginning of the day, so they may as well just say sorry in the morning.
Yeah, it's true though. A lesson to all the men out there, just apologize.
Yes.
It'll always be your fault.
Yes.
A little bit of, sexism right here. Okay, so we've talked about the things you could change about yourself, the qualities you dislike in another person, the ability to not apologize. Something people would be surprised to know about you.
Well, I think they would be surprised to know a lot of things about me, but I think there's something I have a phobia for water.
Really?
Yes, I don't like swimming. I've tried several times to learn to swim and so forth, but I have a phobia for water.
Okay.
And this one, and then I have a passion for water as well.
A passion for water.
And a
Drinking
phobia for
water.
water. Yes, not really drinking water. You see, when I was, I have a everybody has kind of a favorite, a nightmare which grips you all the time.
Yes.
And when I was a small kid, we used to be sent. But my mom would send us to the river to go fetch water, and we lived in a hill, and I would be climbing up the hill with the water on my head, and a couple of times I would trip. I trip over a stone or something,
Right.
and the pail of water would come down,
Crashing down.
and then you have to walk back to the river.
Okay.
Now, until today, a few times I dream that the water has just fallen off me when I'm near my home. And then, of course, I'm crying going back to the river to fetch the water. And only for me to wake up and I find that I'm in my bedroom, and actually there's even a tap of water in my master in suit bedroom.
Okay.
So,
so
and that's one of the reasons why I'm very, very passionate about water. Even when I was a member of parliament, I think the biggest things I did was to get water for people, because it's a nightmare.
Off the top of your head, do you remember a particular quote? Like mine would be from Gandhi, "Be the change you want to be." What would your quote be?
Well, again, quite a lot, but one of the things I do remember is that you can't do everything, but you can do something.
You can't do everything, but you can do something.
Yes.
Very nice. All right, and here it is, the question everybody's been waiting for, our hot air balloon question. So the premise is this: we give you three names, three lovely ladies. You got to marry one, you got to kiss one, and you've got to throw one off the edge of the balloon, okay? Or it will be nice, we'll set the balloon down so you can, sort of lift her onto the ground. Okay, so you're about 800 meters in the air at the moment, and you have these three lovely ladies with you. You have Njoki Dungu, you have Marianne Kuruga, who was Miss Kenya at some point, and Anne Kiguta. Lovely Anne Kiguta, a newscaster. Marry one, kiss one, throw one off the edge of the balloon. And I put the disclaimer out there. None of them is married. You are not married. You're entirely singular beings at this moment in time.
Marry all of them?
You can't marry all of them. No cupping out. Yeah.
Kiss all of them?
You could do before you threw one off and married the other one, I suppose.
Yes.
But come on.
Yes.
What would you do?
Well, probably ask them which one would want to marry me first then. And then make a decision based on that.
This is very diplomatic of you. No. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Marry one, throw one off the edge. And it's of course no bearing on their character, it's just who you see yourself, living with, I suppose, if you were to marry one.
Well, the problem is that I know one of these ladies.
Well, the problem is we know all three of them.
I know all three of them, and they're all very lovely ladies. And so you want to know, I think for me, I don't know what you expect me to say. I'd either throw all of them out.
Less hassle.
Less hassle. And, I have this Arab friend of mine whose wife passed on, unfortunately. And when I told him, his wife passed on about 10 years ago, and when I learned about it, I told him, I'm so sorry your wife passed on. And then he said, my friend, I'm so lucky I'll never get into this again. I was so shocked when he told me that.
Very right here.
So you don't give me the option of throwing all of them out?
Nope. Marry one, throw one off the edge, and kiss one.
I'll go with that.
You'd marry Anne?
Yes.
Okay, which one would you kiss? Can be a friendly pick on the cheek.
I'll kiss Njoki because.
And then you throw Marianne off the side.
Yeah, because I don't know her.
Oh, okay. Marianne, sorry about that. You need to learn to know your politicians a little bit better. And congratulations to you. You win yet again.
Yes.
Any last words before you go?
Well, first of all, of course, it's a great pleasure.
It's always
having
a
the
pleasure
opportunity to
you.
talk with Kenyans and to have light moments. And I don't really want to say anything serious.
Okay, well, it's been lovely having you. Thank
you
you so much for letting us glimpse your life from a very different aspect. Welcome back here anytime.
Thank you.
And of course, best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you enjoy that?
That was fun.
That was fun. Good way to start off a day,
Yes,
right?
I know.
Yeah, a little bit of
Thank you so much.
banter. Thank you.
Thank
Much
you very
appreciated. Have a lovely day.
I will. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you on Twitter.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks,
That's good. Okay.
Hi. President,
How are you?